Long Island iced tea was just childish. But y'all put me on and told me that it was a sign that he's cheap because he wanted as many liquors as he could get. He was looking for a bang for his buck.
He's broke,
and
brokey.
That really made things click with me extra.
Brother Bo. Oh.
Well, that's just too much there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at him. Oh, no.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. It's your host, Air Gordon. I have a sneaking suspicion that this conversation is going to be meaningless, but we're going to jump into it. I'm not going to waste no time. Let's hear what this lady talking about.
I went on a date and this man ordered a Long Island iced tea with strawberry added. And when I told y'all about it, y'all were like, what's wrong with a Long Island iced tea?
It had strawberry
added. I thought
added.
the Long Island iced tea was just childish. But y'all put me on and told me that it was a sign that he's cheap because he wanted as many liquors as he could get. He was looking for a bang for his buck.
He's broke,
and
brokey.
That really made things click with me extra.
Brother Bo. Oh.
Well, that's just too much there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at him. Oh, no.
Right when I start to think I've heard it all, I wake up and I hear something else and realize I have not heard it all. What if the man just likes Long Island iced tea? What does that have to do with? How does that make him broke? It's this level of illogical thinking is why the world is in the shape that it's in right now. This lady's out here on her own. She needs a handler. Somebody needs to do the thinking for her. But let's let her continue because I know this story is going to get even more stupid as it goes on. But let's let her go on.
Because let me tell y'all the first red flag on this date.
There were 17 red flags, by the way.
After talking for a few weeks, and he was like, I'm going to come to LA to visit you. I was like, great. He waited until the very last minute to book his flights, and I didn't understand what was going on. I just knew he was coming that weekend. I was a bit confused, but I found out he was coming to visit me on a Frontier Pass.
A coupon.
A Frontier Pass. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a sign that he's cheap because I'm frugal too. I like to save money too. But
yeah, I love to save $1.
Houston to Florida and had a 4-hour layover in Florida and then flew from Florida to LA.
What the hell?
Brokey. Broke.
Why does it matter to you? Does it matter if he came in horse and buggy? Why does that even matter? How does him? So had he spent $40,000 to fly private, does that make a difference? This is all of the stuff that people say when they're really not interested in a person. If this story is even real. When people get on and they say stuff like this, I question whether what they're saying is even real at that point, because who cares how much a person spent on a plane ticket to come see you, because the entire point of buying the ticket is to see you, not to analyze how much he spent to get there, especially if he's getting there at a discounted rate. You should be more excited about seeing the person and spending the time with that person. But if you're generally not interested in that person, then you start to look for anything to disqualify that person, even if it makes no logical sense. And you're just doing this so that you have some content to post on the internet to try to go viral. Because if this guy came to see you, he was interested in seeing you and spending time with you. But you're concerned that he didn't spend enough money. It went from you didn't spend enough money on the person to now you're not even spending enough money to come see the person. This is how the pendulum is shifted. Hey, listen. If this your first time seeing me, okay, I'm like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. I'm in an alternate reality right now. I'm from a different timeline of 2026. I'm in an alternate reality. This is not where I'm supposed to be, So somehow I got here. I'm not exactly sure. I'm working on my way back to the timeline that I know and I understand where things make sense. But as of right now, I'm trying to understand what goes on this timeline because it just doesn't make any sense to me. So y'all let me know down in the comments what's happening here. What is she talking about? What is she talking about? But let me let her go on. Let me let her finish.
You don't have any money. You don't have any money. And it's kind of like, I didn't realize he was cheap until I found out that he had did that. Because why did you take all weekend to get to me and we supposed to be hanging out the weekend?
14 hours
and
to get to LA.
then we got to the bar and he ordered a Long Island iced tea. And then I saw his hairline was colored in.
With strawberry.
So y'all want to know what really gave me the ick about the Long Island? It was the Long Island, it was the Frontier Pass, and it was the colored in hairline.
That's why he kept a do-rag on.
We went on a date and
So basically he's broke because and it couldn't have taken all weekend to get to you because he actually got there before the weekend was out. So what you're talking about there is irrelevant. So because he ordered a Long Island iced tea and flew on a Frontier Pass, he is not qualified to date you. Okay, got it. Sounds to me like he dodged a bullet on this one. It sounds to me like this was the best possible outcome for him. And I understand completely why you young lady are single. And you know, when I make these videos, I don't attack the person ever. That's not what I'm here to do. There's plenty of other people that do that. I attack the points that they're making and I try to understand and diagnose the logic and try to give alternatives for younger people that are watching this that may or may not be influenced by young ladies such as this that are trying to go out here and give advice. And when you read through the comments, there are people who champion things that she's saying as if what she's saying is correct. And that's just not correct here because that's completely irrelevant. You shouldn't be looking at a man right off the top as far as what he can do for you in your life, because a relationship is about what you guys can do for each other. But it seems to me in this timeline that I told you guys that I got stuck in, a lot of the women that I see online are more interested in what the man can do for them. They're more interested in what the man can do for them than getting to know that man. And whenever it's equivalent to a man leading with his wallet. When he leads with his wallet, he's going to get played. When you lead with trying to go into somebody's pocket first, as a woman, you're going to get played as well. Versus leading with, I want to get to know you as a person. I want to understand your values. I want to understand what your beliefs are and do they align with mine? I want to understand what your path is and does it align with mine? And then we move forward from there. Then we get into the financial standpoint of how much are you making? How much am I making? How can we make all of this stuff work together? But whenever you lead off too concerned about how much money a guy makes, you're going to get played. Because I'm going to tell you like this. A person that actually makes a lot of money is not going to allow you to know that they make a lot of money. They're not going to put themselves out there like that. And those that do have a lot of money, that showboat, they generally don't have that money long. And they're always telling you a story about, well, when I was up, I was doing. And then you have the other group that showboat that are tricking you all along and they don't actually have money, but they know that that's what attracts you. It's like going fishing is bait on a hook. And once you bite on that hook, they pull you out the water and you've been tricked. But the person that truly does have money, they're not going to allow you to see that because they don't want you to like them for that reason. So they're going to go out of their way to not show you what they have to see who you are. And if then you pass that test, then they will start to reveal to you what it is that they have going on. Because a person that has obtained something, they know what it took to obtain it. They know what it takes to maintain it, and they don't want to lose it. And they're not going to lose it to a knucklehead who can't value it anyway. So it's best to put a person like this through a test. And once they fail that test, you can move on because you know that person is not there for any good reasons. Because if you lead with the money, anybody will fall in line at that point. Oh yeah, everybody falls in line when you got the money. Nobody's going to tell you no when you got the money. But it's when they think you don't have the money is when you get to see who they really are. But listen, I could make this video go on even longer, but I'm not going to do that. This is you guys' time. Pull out your keyboards and let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you think about what she's saying. And let me know what you think about what I said. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Out.